In Maths Lesson 2, we showed you how to work out compound interest. That's when interest is added to your debt over and over again. In this lesson, we're going to show you how to do this using a spreadsheet. And we're going to use the same example where you borrow £1,000 at an interest rate of 20% and you don't make any payments. To work out your debt at the end of the first year, all you have to do is calculate the interest for the year and add it onto your debt at the start of the year. And for the second year and all the years after that, you just do the same thing again and again. Calculate your interest and add it onto your debt at the start of the year. Your debt at the end of one year is the same as your debt at the start of the next year. So the only thing you have to work out is the interest for each year. Now, let's open the spreadsheet we saved at the end of the last lesson. This should have two inputs: your debt at the start of the year in C2 and the interest rate in C3. And two outputs: the interest for year 1 in C4 and your debt at the end of the year in C5. We want to work out how your debt grows from year 1 to year 2. So the first thing to do is add in labels for these years by typing year 1 in C1 and year 2 in D1. Next, we need to add in your debt at the start of year 2 into cell D2. Your debt at the start of year 2 is the same as your debt at the end of year 1, which is in cell C5. So we can do this by typing equals C5 into D2. And when we hit return, D2 should show £1,200, which is the same as your debt at the end of year 1. The interest rate for year 2 is the same as the interest rate for year 1. So, if we select D3 and type equals C3, the interest rate input for year 2 will also be 20%. Now, let's move on to the outputs. To calculate the interest for year 2, we have to multiply your debt at the start of the year by the interest rate. We've already done this for year 1. If you click on C4, you can see the formula equals C2 star C3 in the formula bar, which is at the top of the spreadsheet. Instead of typing in the same formula for year 2, we can copy it from year 1 by clicking on the bottom right corner of C4 and dragging the mouse across into C5. And when we press enter, you can see £240, the interest for year 2 in C5. And if you click on C5, you can see the formula equals D2 star D3, which is your debt at the start of year 2 multiplied by the interest rate for year 2. You can do this for any formula which begins with an equal sign. When you drag the formula across from one cell into another, the cell references inside the formula, like D2 and D3, also move across one cell. So, if we click on the bottom right-hand corner of C5 and drag it across into D5, the formula automatically updates and D5 shows £1,440, which is your debt at the end of year 2. Now, all of our inputs and outputs in year 2 begin with an equal sign. So, if we select all of the cells for year 2 and then drag them across into the next column, we automatically get all of the inputs and outputs worked out for year 3. And if we drag the formulas all the way across to column L, you'll get the results all the way up to year 10, where the yearly interest is £1,032 and your debt has grown to £6,192. Let's zoom out so we can see all of the years. We can do this by using the slider in the bottom right-hand corner. Like before, we can change the interest rate input in C3 and all the results will automatically update. So, if we change it to 3%, you can see that your debt after 10 years would be £1,344. And if we change it to 350%, the numbers get so big that they won't even fit in the cells. If we make column L wider, we can see that your debt reaches £3,405,062,892 by year 10. Okay, so that's us for this lesson. Make sure you save your spreadsheet now, because we're going to be using it in the next lesson, where we're going to show you what happens when you pay back your debt.